everyone, how's it going? And welcome to today's Wild Rift video. I've got another Xayah gameplay to show you today, but before we get into the gameplay, I want to give you a little sneak peek on a build that I've been testing quite recently on not only Xayah but a few other champions as well. And these builds do not include Infinity Edge, which might think I'm a little bit crazy for not including Infinity Edge, but I think at the moment there are so many strong items other than Infinity Edge, whether it's Shield Bow for the shield, whether it's Navori Quick Blades for someone like Xayah to reduce the cooldown of her abilities, which is super important, Phantom Dancer for the attack speed, and now Bloodthirster, the buffed Bloodthirster with the more attack damage. There's so many cool items in Wild Rift, and there's so many good items that sometimes maybe you don't even need to build Infinity Edge because you already have a lot of damage already from your attack damage from your items, and maybe you need a little bit more sustain. Maybe you need to reduce the cooldown of your abilities more. Maybe you need that little bit of extra attack speed. So I think it's a very interesting topic to actually discuss about whether Infinity Edge is actually worth it or not, which overall I still think the item is worth it. Like, you should still definitely build the item, but I thought I'd give this build a try where we're not actually building Infinity Edge at all and we're going for different crit items instead. So we go for items like Shield Bow as the first item, which to be honest is not really the best as a first item for Xayah. To be honest with you, I would probably normally change the build around to this. So I'd go Phantom Dancer first item and then Navori Quick Blades. But the gameplay you're going to see, I'm going to go for Shield Bow as the first item and then into Navori Quick Blades. But Phantom Dancer as the first item is so strong. It doesn't give you the most amount of attack damage, but the main difference, the main bonus for this item is all that extra bonus movement speed you're getting, all the extra bonus attack speed you're getting. And the attack speed is the big thing for Xayah, because if you can get attack speed from Phantom Dancer and also your second ability, it means you'll get your feathers out faster, so you'll be able to deal a lot more damage. Like I said, the item doesn't give you a lot of attack damage, but to be fair, as the first item, it's not that bad. It's pretty cheap as well, still gives you crit rate, and overall, like I said, the movement speed and the extra attack speed you get from the passive is super strong. Navori Quick Blades, very strong item for Xayah, gives you quite a lot of attack damage, crit rate, ability haste, and death strike passive means that when you do critically strike, you reduce your cooldown for your non-ultimate abilities by 20% of their remaining cooldown. So all you need to do when you auto attack with Xayah is just crit, just hope you crit, which you'll have 50% crit chance when you get Navori Quick Blade. You hope you crit, and then you reduce the cooldowns of your other abilities, which for Xayah is super important. Whether it's your second ability for more attack speed, whether it's your first ability for getting more feathers out, or whether it's your third ability trying to pull the feathers back towards you to try and get a root or try and deal as much damage as possible. Xayah getting her abilities up is super important and is really effective for her. For the boots, you can go for like any of the defensive boots. They're pretty good. Plate steel caps or mercury treads, any one of these two are really good. You can also go for something like gluttonous grease if you want even more healing, but most of the time you just go for any of the two defensive boots, with stasis being your boots upgrade. Then we can go for an item like mortar reminder. If you don't need the armor penetration this early on, then you can go for something like this and maybe go for shield bow as a third item instead of mortar reminder. Again, there's a bit of flexibility with this build. You can kind of do what you want, but immortal shield bow, 40 attack damage, crit rate, attack speed, and physical van. As I mentioned, I don't think this item is good enough as a first item anymore. I don't think the shield that you get as a first item for Immortal Shield Bow is worth it. I think it's still good as like a second or even a third item. I just don't think it's worth building anymore as a first item. Unless you're playing a champion like Draven, Samira, they're probably the only two that I can consider maybe building Shield Bow as a first item. But other than that, I don't think other champions really need Shield Bow. And like I said, the shield doesn't really do too much in the early stages of the game. I think if you go for something like you know, for something like Phantom Dancer and Navori Quick Blades and then build Shield Bow, then an extra crit that you're going to be getting, 75% crit chance, you times that by 3, and then you'll be able to get that extra little bit of shield, which is roughly about an extra, what, 250 shield. So overall you're getting a 450 shield, which is a lot stronger than getting a 200 and what is it, like 200 and something, 250 shield or whatever it is. You'll get like a 200 bonus shield if you build this a little bit later on. But like I said, the item overall is still really good. You still should buy this item on pretty much all AD carries because their shield is super important. Like I said, the only way I would reason I would build this item first is if you're against either a lot of assassins or if you're playing champions like Samira or Draven. Then mortar reminder, your armor penetration item. We're not going for Lord Dominus Regards this game because we have other crit items in our build already. So a lot of attack damage. We get the armor penetration, percent armor penetration, which is really nice. And also we can apply grievous wounds to enemy champions, which is also going to be pretty effective. And then for the final item is Bloodthirster. By the way, the combo of Shield Bow plus Bloodthirster, that huge massive amount of physical vamp that you get from Bloodthirster plus Shield Bow is insane. Like the amount of healing that you get from these two items now combined as ADC is absolutely disgusting. Obviously Bloodthirster got a little bit of a change. The physical vamp went down, but the attack damage went up. So now this item gives you 55 attack damage, which is really, really big. And also the Bloodstorm passive means that physical vamp overheals you, generating a shield that absorbs damage. And that physical vamp overhealed shield will be a lot easier for you because you have physical vamp from both Bloodthirster and also Immortal Shield Bow. So it's going to be a lot easier to stack up and build up that Blood Swarm passive. For the runes, because we have a lot of attack speed already for Xayah, whether it be from Phantom Dancer and also your second ability, you don't really need lethal tempo. I think that you get up to around about 2.0 attack speed now with Phantom Dancer plus lethal tempo, plus Xayah's second ability. So most of the time you don't actually need lethal tempo now. Lethal tempo will just give you an overkill of attack speed, which I think going above like 2.0 or 2.5 attack speed is too much anyway, which I think the cap is 2.5. But I think if you exceed that attack speed cap, I just don't think the damage output is worth it. I don't think you'll be auto attacking that many times during a fight to make that damage output worth it with your auto attack. So I think Conquer overall is just a better rune now because you get a lot of attack speed, as I mentioned, from Phantom Dancer, and also the second ability. You get a lot of bonus AD. You get the and at fully stacked, you get that huge massive amount of Omnivamp, which again is going to stack up with your shield bow and also your Bloodthirster. So you're going to get so much healing with this build, and even more healing from Hunter Vampirism. We have so much healing in this build, by the way. This build is absolutely disgusting. Either from shield bow, Bloodthirster, Hunter Vampirism, Conqueror, you're never going to die with this build. But yeah, it helps you a lot in the early game with the early game physical vamp, and every single time you get a unique takedown, you get AD and also more physical vamp. Boat plating still really strong as well for AD carries. You can swap this out for perseverance if you do want to as well. Very, very strong rune. And then you can go for Nimbus Cloak as your final rune choice for Xayah, because Nimbus Cloak is able to give you that little bit of extra movement speed when you use your summer spells, which is going to be Flash and Ghost. You can use Exhaust. I do find that Exhaust is a little bit difficult ever since they nerfed the range for Exhaust. That's why I like to go on Ghost on most AD carries, because it gives us a little bit of extra movement speed to kite around during team fights, whether it's like escaping or even chasing down enemy champions. That can also be extended as well every time we get a takedown. So it is very, very strong rune for AD carries. But yeah, try this build out. Let me know what you think. As I mentioned already, I still think Infinity Edge is a strong item, and I still think you should build Infinity Edge. Probably in this build, you'll just take out Bloodthirster and build Infinity Edge. But as I mentioned, I wanted to give this a try anyway, where I go for like a no Infinity Edge at all. I mean, until you can maybe build it as a last item. But yeah, it's actually crazy how much damage you can still do with this build. So hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one video. Peace. Got some more pet things. Skin effect? There's no pet. What you mean on the what pet are we talking about? What pet are we talking about? I want to try on Ezreal. This Ezreal's Reaver. Ezreal is like the only thing I want to try.
Please, the darkness is so
You mean a little pet above my head? That's just normal for Xayah. Yeah, it's a skin thing. You have like a little pet above your head. Oh wait, it's Veigar Duroline.
Friendship isn't pass or fail.
Interesting. Veigar Duroline might be a little bit annoying. It's okay, we'll just play passive for now. We just don't want Senna to stack. As long as Senna doesn't stack her passive, then we're okay. Pretty good trade there against the Veigar. Means Veigar keeps walking into everything. Like, I'll take it. I don't know where the jungler is though, which might be a bit of a problem. Okay, nice. Well played, Yone. Who's the jungle? Okay, the jungler is Nautilus. So we do need to be a little bit careful of the Nautilus. Something happened in bot lane. We're fine though.
Without the returning from the dead and saving the world.
I'm pretty sure I just saw Nautilus behind. Yeah. Okay, I'll take a 1-for-1 trade there. I'll take a 3-for-1 trade. We take those. We take those. Okay. People don't care about the feathers until they get hit by them. Okay, let's go. Will you play Earth? No, I don't really play other game modes.
Trouble doesn't follow me.
I don't really play other game modes. I mean, Earth becomes good after like 1 or 2 games. After that, it becomes boring, in my opinion. The one mode that I want them to bring over from PC League is... what's the one on that new map? Oh my god, I've completely forgotten the name. What's the one on the new map? Does anyone from here play PC League? I used to play the mode on the new map where you had like little mini games. I can't remember what it was. Nexus Blitz, that's the one. That's the one I want them to be. By far, for me, the best game modes. For me, that was by far the best game mode they've ever brought out to League of Legends. That is the one that I would want to play. Okay, I need to go back here for Shilbo. On the first day, all people do is pick the OP thing. It sucks the fun out of it. Yeah, I agree, Bit. I agree. I agree. I just can't stand people play Yuumi on Nerf. I mean, like I said, most of the time it's just, you know, it's fun for the first few days, and after that, it just becomes boring. That's all it is, really. Okay, Annie, let's go. That's basically all that happens. Oh my god, Lucian went crazy there.
Trouble doesn't follow me. I am trouble.
Boxtree, by the way, Dur and Bits. I'm not even gonna try and say that second part of that name. I think that name looks German. Yafane? I completely butchered that probably. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. We do not talk about it.
Get in, loser. We're getting around this. Get in, loser. We're getting around this. Just because I'm a Star Guardian again doesn't mean I'll go easy on you.
Did Annie die? Wait, Annie didn't die.
School's hard enough without the returning from the dead and saving the world stuff. Just because I'm a Star Guardian doesn't mean I'll go easy. Check this out.
I'd use Ghost there to escape. I'm pretty sure Senna would have landed W on me and I would have been dead.
What's the point of these powers if I can't save the man I love? School's hard enough without the returning from the dead.
Okay, not bad. Pretty good. I feel like Conqueror Lethal Tempo will be better with this build. Nobody kills me here, right? Okay. We're popping off.
Isn't pass or fail. It's
We're popping off. We are popping off.
Please, the darkness is so
I really want to go back. I really want to spend my gold and go back to base. That doesn't look good.
look like a princess, but I'm your executioner.
Okay, I need to go back and get the Void Quick Blades. We're probably going to lose this tower, but it's kind of whatever. We're going to lose the tower, but it's kind of whatever. It is what it is.
As if.
No, I want something that isn't even on PC League. Oh, imagine. Imagine exclusive game mode on Wild Rift. That'd be kind of cool, no? Exclusive game mode on Wild Rift. Yeah, I definitely need lethal temper with this build because I'm going for more damage instead of attack speed.
This out. The darkness. As if. Messed with the wrong Star Guardian. Group projects are the worst.
Nice. Well played, Yone. Well played. Well played. Okay, we'll go back. We can get... Oh, God, that's not good. Why don't you just ulti away?
Just because I'm a Star Guardian again doesn't mean I'll go easy on you.
Okay, they have ward here. I can't really follow that up.
Trouble doesn't follow me.
I think we just go Merc Treads this game. They have way too much CC. Nautilus, Senna, Veigar, Lucian. Like, I mean, Lucian doesn't do anything, but you know.
I'm your
You know what I mean.
executioner.
You know what I mean. The PC guys would cry too much. I mean, they already cried about skins.
This is so
Nice.
I love it. Check this out. Without the returning from the dead and saving the world.
You mean everything tonight. Pretty good, chat. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Friendship isn't pass or fail. It's
Yeah, I mean, most of the
complicated.
stuff will end up on PC League anyway. Because the thing is, PC League is the main game. Like, I mean, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. PC League will always be the main game. So anything that comes exclusive on Wild Rifts, sometimes you expect it to come on PC League. Like the new rank system, for example. The PC League new rank system is exactly the same as Wild Rift now. It's crazy. Like they added the extra emerald rank like they did for
Just because
for
I'm a
Wild
Star
Rift.
Guardian again doesn't mean I'll go easy on
Yeah, shed buffs as well. Yep, also the same as Wild Rift.
you. The darkness. How's it? Like a princess, but
Bro, this guy's so fast.
group projects are the worst. Check this out.
Bro, this guy's so fast.
What we got here?
I just used both my summers for that. Lucky, I guess. I used both my summoners to try and chase her down, and she's so fucking fast. She had buff on PC League? Yeah. They changed Ivan completely. I don't even know what he does now. I'm pretty sure someone said that, like, top lane Ivan. I'm pretty sure I saw something online that top lane Ivan is now a thing. Because the passive is all different now or something.
Please, the darkness
Something like that.
is so last season. Without the returning from the dead. The darkness. As it.
Honestly, I feel like you don't need IE in this. Actually, I don't know. Is IE just too broken or not?
The darkness is so last season.
I don't know. Is there ever a world in Wild Rift where you just never build IE anymore? I mean, I guess on some champs it's still really good, but I feel like there's a world in Wild Rift where you just don't build IE anymore. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Oh, he should have landed the hook. Heck. He just insta-died. And in Wild Rift just as broken as PC League. No, I tried. I limit tested a bit there, not gonna lie. A little bit of limit testing. I wasn't able to do as much damage though. Actually, I should probably just, I don't know.
What's the point of these fights if I can't save the man I love? Friendship isn't pass or fail, it's complicated. I may look like a princess, but I'm your executioner.
The red buff up? Okay, I'll just take this. Okay, no Lucian Flash. No Lucian Flash? Should I just complete Mortar Reminder? Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to cancel my back. I might just complete Mortar Reminder. I think it's worth it just to complete the item here.
friendship isn't pass or fail, it's complicated.
The thing is, though, in a build like this, like, where do you ever fit IE? Like, where do you ever fit IE in this build? Like, last item?
School's hard enough without
Easy.
the darkness.
GG's, good game. Flawless as well, baby. Flawless. Not a single death. I think I've only died once in like the last 2 games. Pretty nice win. See, this is the thing now, like I said, is like, I don't know.
People I work with,
It's so difficult to try and figure out what's the best build now with some champions. Because someone like Xayah is like, shield bow is still really strong if you get crit. Navori Quickblade is also pretty good for her. Phantom Dancer is also good for her because she wants a lot of attack speeds. So it just feels really weird. Unless you just go... I mean, unless you just go wait for PD till last item. The only other thing is it could be PD last item. It's a bit interesting. Very interesting. But hey, still clean game though. 24k damage, pretty clean. GG's.